Jorge Ben, Africa Brasil. The best way I can describe this album, or start to describe this album, is take you back to the summer of 1989. I was persuaded by a good friend of mine to come and attend a concert in South London by the Brazilian musician Jorge Ben. I had no idea who this guy was, and to be honest, when my friend informed me that the songs would be performed in Portuguese, the entire set would be performed in Portuguese, my heart sank. Let's be honest, I wasn't very enthusiastic. The gig was held in a cultural centre in the south of the capital. Entering the venue, I noticed that most of the crowd were wearing football shirts. Many had replicas of the iconic yellow Brazilian national team shirt. Everyone was smiling, and it felt more like a party than a concert. On trooped Jorge with this massive grin and a 10-piece band. Ben strapped on an electric guitar and bang, off we went. The band immediately began to lay down this funky, infectious samba beat, and you had to dance. You were compelled to dance. You didn't have any control over your arms and legs. You just had to move. Many in the crowd had brought small handheld drums and joined in that relentless samba beat. Jorge Ben, what a performer. A superb voice, warm, vibrant and husky, and he had that crowd in the palm of his hand from the very first minute. And as a guitar player, oh my God, rhythm and blues, soul, funk, flamenco, samba, bossa nova, he blended it all in. Sometimes he'd walk around the stage bouncing off the other musicians, whether it be the drummer, the bassist, the keyboard player, the horn section, or playing call and response vocals with his 3 female backing singers. As the evening progressed, the band seemed to be delving more and more into these deep funk grooves, reminiscent of James Brown, Parliament, Curtis Mayfield, and at times the groove would get even more intense and move away from the funk and samba towards something more tribal. But on top of all this rhythmic stew, this polyrhythmic stew, Jorge would layer on top, the icing on the cake, these simple, catchy, irresistible melodies. So for 2 hours it felt like we were transported to the Rio Carnival, and the concert became one hell of a party. So the album Africa Brasil captures perfectly the music and the feel of that glorious summer night back in 1989. It's deeply layered and textures. For example, try and count or follow the rhythm parts. They are almost impenetrable. But listen deeply and you can hear James Brown. You can hear the meters. You can hear Curtis Mayfield. You can hear all of those influences. Add in a blistering horn section. Jorge Ben himself on guitar, guitarra solo, guitarra centro and phase guitar. He plays these beautiful fluid leads, then drops back with the band to create these lovely interlocking rhythmic parts. Vocally, Ben Jor is on top form. He's soulful, playful, full of joy and laughter. It doesn't matter that he's singing in Portuguese. That kind of adds to the magic, the mystique, the flavour of it all. The opening track, Baba Baba Rumba, is a song about an African football player. Whether he's real or he's mythical, I'm not quite sure. But you might have heard this track. It was the opening track on David Byrne's compilation album Brazilian Classics Volume 1. Elsewhere, we have songs about Ben's fascination for myth and alchemy. O Filósofo, the philosopher, Zumbi, a tribute to the warrior leader of the Palmeiras, African Brazilians who escaped slavery and fought back against their enemies. Taj Mahal, which looks back to a mythical past, and its infectious hook, which was nabbed by one Rod Stewart for his hit Do You Think I'm Sexy? The more you delve into Africa Brasil, the more it will reveal its treasures. And the best way I can sum up this album and give a tribute to the genius that is Jorge Ben is tell you to go and look back at the Brazilian football team that won the World Cup in 1970. Probably the best football team I've ever seen. They played with a magic, a passion, a balletic grace. Their artistry was just sublime, and they seemed to play to a distant, unheard samba beat. They really did play the beautiful game. Now translate that into music and you have Africa Brazil. It's a masterpiece. Thank you for listening. Stay safe, stay well. Don't forget to like the video or dislike it. Please subscribe to the channel. Please leave a comment, and I'll see you in the next video.